Welcome to another episode of Hump Day Hot Tips. So for many of you, this is your first time hearing a Hump Day Hot Tip episode. For some of you, you just may be returning and be like, oh, this is back. So just let me explain really quickly what Hump Day Hot Tips is, why I do it, and then we will get into it. So these episodes are short and sweet. I try to limit them to 5 minutes only, and that is because I'm like, you can listen to it while you're taking a shower. You can listen to it while you're getting ready for work, whatever. I want them to be short and sweet, actionable tips. You can just be like, okay, this is what I do. Anna told me what to do. I'm going to do this and see how it works in my life. And so the reason that I do this is because a lot of the work that I do is very introspective work. If you ask me a question, more often than not, I will ask you like 5 additional questions. And the reason for that is because I truly, truly believe that you know what is best for you. And it is my job as a coach to bring that out of you. Right? You have the answers inside of you already. And so my job is to just bring them to light, like pull them out of you because you don't know that they're there. So I ask you very specific questions on purpose in order for you to share with me the answer that you already have inside of you. And then I repeat it back to you. And oftentimes what happens is y'all just assume I'm the one with the answers when really it's just you. But I know that sometimes it can be really annoying and aggravating to kind of have like, I have to ask myself these questions, just like fucking tell me what to do already, right? We do so much. We do so much delegating and leading and all the things. Many of us are like CEOs of like our household, and we have leadership roles at work and like all these things. And so I totally get it that sometimes you just want like to be told what to do, like every once in a while, not all the time, just every once in a while. So Hump Day Hot Tips is my way of giving you a break one day, the middle of the week, just like, hey, here's a tidbit. And maybe you don't want to put it into practice tonight. Maybe you want to do it tomorrow or next week or some other time. Doesn't matter. It's just my way of kind of creating that balance because I definitely think that there is a balance that needs to be had. So I see that we are almost at 3 minutes, so I'm just going to go ahead and get into the Hump Day Hot Tip of today. Again, I try to keep these under 5 minutes if at all possible. So today's Hump Day Hot Tip, don't come for me, y'all. I can already hear the hate messages. Limit your caffeine intake. I know. I love coffee. I drink it every morning. Like, I love it as much as the next person. And if you are having trouble relaxing, especially when it comes to having sex, caffeine can definitely have an impact. So if I'm not saying you have to like not have caffeine at all. That is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is to kind of monitor the amount of caffeine that you are consuming. Sometimes people will drink coffee all day, and that's fine if you are not having anxiety issues. If you're having anxiety issues, you might want to tone it down a notch, right? Have 1 or 2 cups in the morning and kind of leave it at that, right? Also, plan your caffeine intake around the time you have sex or vice versa, right? So if you typically have sex in the evening around, I don't know, like 7 or 8 p.m., don't have coffee at like 3 p.m. because it's still going to be in your system, right? You want to allow time for the caffeine to get out of your body. So the way that I do it, and of course, this is not a perfect way by any means, and this isn't the only way, but this is kind of how I make sure that I'm monitoring my caffeine intake is I have 1 to 3 cups of coffee in the morning, and cups being like 16 ounce, like, tazas de café. And after that, I stop. Now, I stop not because of anxiety. I stop because if I have more than 3 cups of coffee, I will get a headache. And so in one sitting at least. So I have typically 2 cups of coffee in the morning. And then after that, I don't have caffeine for the rest of the day. So that includes like soda, that includes like chocolate. I'm not really a chocolate fan anyways, but like any other thing that has caffeine. Now, on the rare occasion that I do have caffeine later in the day, it's usually in the form of like a soda or in the form of a green tea. I really like green tea in the afternoon, especially if I'm like dying mid-afternoon. I'm like so tired. I typically work really long days, and so sometimes that happens. So I will have a green tea, or if I'm going to the gym in the afternoon, I will have a green tea as well. It gives me just enough caffeine to kind of like get out of that I'm about to fall asleep state, and not enough to where I'm feeling super anxious. The soda, I don't really feel anxious with a soda, but again, like, just because you're not feeling anxious doesn't mean it's having an impact on your body. So if you are noticing that you are super anxious, especially when it comes to having sex, paying attention to how much caffeine you're consuming could be a great start, right? It's not just the caffeine, right? It could be a million other things in addition. But this is just one way. So I invite you, if you are feeling anxious, I invite you to just monitor how much caffeine you're consuming and play with it. See, like, maybe I can reduce a little bit. Maybe I can, I don't know, drink more water, whatever it is. And if you have questions about this or concerns about this, hate messages, I guess, too, are welcome. Send me a message, send me a DM. Let's talk about it. Let's have a discussion about that. I will say that there is also a contact form in the show notes now. So if you go there, it'll say send me a message, and you can fill out your information there, and we can have a discussion. So I hope this helps, and I hope you don't hate me too much for saying it. Have a great hump day, and I will talk to y'all next week.